Hi Star Babies, I hope you're all doing well. I am back today with a zodiac video, and I have gotten so many requests over the past few years that I've been doing this astrology channel thing for a video about moon signs. But I of course had to put my own twist on making a video about moon signs, and so today's moon sign video is going to be the first 6 signs in the zodiac. I'm actually going to be speaking to you guys as if I were that moon sign. I think it's a little more interesting than just educating you about the moon sign, because there are so many videos like that. I obviously had to put my little twist on it. This is going to be part 1 of a 2-parter video of the moon signs. We're doing the first 6 today, which are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. First, let's just quickly talk about what is a moon sign. When people say, you know, my moon is in blah, 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 that just means the position of the moon when you were born, what astrological sign in the sky that was in physically. So, for example, real me, Gabriela, the moon was in the sign of Aquarius when I was born. You can find this out by doing your natal chart online. You just need to know the location you were born, your birth date and year, and yeah, that's about it. So I'll link down below to where you can do your natal chart and you can find out your moon sign. And what does the moon sign tell us? It tells us about our emotions, our deep, true selves. That's why I love the moon sign so much. You can really understand a person just by knowing their moon sign. Our feminine side, traditionally feminine side, and kind of day-to-day habits, how we build the life that we want, or rather the kind of life that we need to feel secure and safe, and to feel that our emotions and that our deepest selves are being expressed. The moon sign is kind of like the opposite of the rising sign, because the rising sign is all about appearance and how you appear to others and how you come across, and the moon sign is really who you really are at your root emotionally. If you want to understand someone emotionally, look at their moon sign. So I hope this educated those of you who were a little unfamiliar with what a moon sign is, and let's get into it. I am an Aries moon. I am a leader. I always laugh when people say Leos are the leaders of the zodiac, because I think that's BS. They want to be because it looks good and people would applaud them for it, but I actually walk the walk when everybody else just talks the talk. In order for me to feel safe and secure and like my inner self is really being expressed, I need to be in environments where I can be independent, where I can do what I want, where I can be who I want, and where people aren't putting me into a mold. My parents probably learned pretty early, if they tried to restrict me or make me into something they wanted me to be, that it wasn't going to work. I probably had a pretty strong personality starting very young, and if my parents pushed me too hard to be the person they wanted to be, the cookie cutter person they wanted me to be, they were probably met with a lot of resistance, and I probably was unpleasant to deal with. I might have yelled at them or slammed doors. You don't want to mess with me when it comes to my independence. And yes, sometimes I still say things that make me put my foot in my mouth. I'm not always the most self-aware person, but I'm working on it, okay? I kind of ride the waves of my emotions. If something makes me angry, I just act on it. When I feel free, when I feel that I have my independence and that my space and my individuality are being respected, I have all the energy in the world. I am the most energetic person. I have so many ideas. I have so many projects I'm working on. I have so much energy to put into all these amazing things that I do with my life. I just love finding different outlets for all of this crazy fire inside me. If I don't have outlets to put my energy, I feel so restless. I mean, even simple as going for a run every day gives me what I need to at least get the physical energy out, or I would probably just run around the block naked. I have no idea. I would just be the most restless, unpleasant person. Like, you know when you've been on a plane and it's like an international flight and it's a little long and you've been sitting in your seat for a little while and you have your seatbelt on and you're not supposed to take your seatbelt off, but you're gonna go crazy because the flight is already like 8 hours and you have 2 more to go. That's how I feel. I might have been in a school where I couldn't be myself, where I had to fit a very specific mold of who and what was acceptable at the school. If I'm a part of a family that didn't give me enough freedom of expression or space to have a social life and to discover who I am and my strong morals, I probably behaved in a very irresponsible and rash way. I probably argued with my parents a lot, with my teachers a lot. My life starts to get messy when I feel like I'm being held captive to someone else's expectations of what I should be. My life starts to get messy. I can't focus on my projects. I start things and I don't finish them. I can become very unpleasant to be around. I can become bossy and headstrong, and I'm just looking for a reason to fight. Because my moon sign is a fire sign, I express myself in a very warm way, and I'm very enthusiastic. When my emotions are involved in something, I'm always enthusiastic about it. You can tell, it's a fire that can't be put out. If I'm dating you or if I like you, I will hug you, kiss you, or tackle you to the ground in the middle of Target. That's really the kind of things you could expect from me. In relationships, yeah, I've probably been somebody pretty unpleasant to date. If I felt like you were restricting me, if I felt like my partner was restricting me, if I felt like they were controlling me, they wouldn't let me go out with my friends, or they didn't like me to wear what I wanted to wear, I probably argued with them a lot, shouted at them, and probably was a person I wouldn't be very proud of. But in healthy relationships, when my partner trusts me and allows me to be the amazing, vibrant person that I am so fun. I don't want your chains on me or stupid expectations. And if you take those off of me, I am one of the most fun, spontaneous, encouraging, energetic partners you could have. And if you wanted a Barbie doll, you could just go get a Barbie doll. I am a Taurus moon. I am a builder. I'm a creator. I am industrial. I'm a hard worker. I'm logical. I look before I leap. It's just how I am. Every choice I make, I am so aware that it's a part of the bigger picture. It's a part of my future. And every choice I make defines me. So I take them pretty seriously. In order to express myself emotionally in a healthy way, in order to be at peace with my emotions and to feel safe and secure in my life, which is so important, I need to feel stable. If I'm in a relationship where it's up and down all the time, I don't know if you like me, you don't love me today, but you love me tomorrow, or you're not calling me and then you do call me, or you flake on me. We go on a date and we're supposed to at least, and you don't show up. Oh, I can't handle that for long. And I'm so stubborn and stuck in my ways that I probably have been in relationships that I knew weren't right for me, that were emotionally destroying me, but because I don't really show it, the person didn't notice. I can be so stubborn that I probably stayed in relationships for longer than I needed to, simply because I was like, well, we can work through it. Things will get better. When I didn't realize that what I needed in the relationship wasn't there. I need stability. If you think I'm boring, if you think I need too much of a schedule and I'm not spontaneous enough for you, and that I'm stubborn, we're just not going to work out. If you're going to deserve me being that shoulder to lean on, it's like that song, Lean on Me, that's me. And if you want me to be that for you, then you need to be that for me. And I'm not going to trust that I can lean on someone who's wishy-washy and flaky. If my boss is threatening to fire me every other day, if I'm supposed to be investing in something that's very risky, if my family unit is breaking apart, for example, if my parents recently got a divorce, or if I'm having a major issue with a sibling, I just feel so unbalanced in my life and it drives me crazy. If my emotional life is unstable, it affects the rest of my life. I need to be able to know that I'm putting my logic and my wit and my skill with being cautious to use, that I'm making progress. I need to be in a job that respects that I'm cautious and careful and a good planner. If I feel like I'm getting nowhere, if I feel like I'm wasting my time, that is the absolute worst. I hate having my time wasted. And I'm a patient person. I can be a slow worker. I don't like when people rush me because I do amazing work. But if you're wasting my time, if you're just giving me stupid busy work, there's nothing that irks me more. Like I said, I can be a little obsessed with structure for some. Some might think I'm boring or too set in my ways, but because my moon is in an earth sign, it makes me feel stable. That's what I need. When I'm in situations where I feel productive, where I feel stable, where I feel like my time is being respected, I can actually become a very sensual person. When I'm able to relax a little bit more, I love shopping. I love surrounding myself with beautiful things. I really think I have a great eye for beauty. I can also be extremely patient, which is one of the things that I've heard from people who've dated me. They love that I'm patient. I'm not boring. I'm reliable. I'm constant. And that is very, very important in a world where everything is a plan B. Like, yeah, I'll go to that restaurant with you unless a better plan comes around and then I'm going to leave for that. I'm not that kind of person. I am reliable, whether it's a project at work that I need to finish on time or picking you up at the airport when you give me a certain time. I'm going to be there. If I feel useless or unproductive in my life or somehow unstable, I can become very, very obsessive, very stubborn, very set in my ways, not wanting to change, and just really trying to feel like I have some kind of control in my life again. I can be too afraid of risk, too afraid of getting in relationships because it could fail, and then what'll I do if it fails? I can be overly cautious. I am also prone to ruts of physical depression where I just stay in bed all day and eat junk food and can't hardly even get up to go to the bathroom. And that's not me. I know that's not me, but it happens sometimes when I'm not listening to what I need. In relationships, I hate when people play games with me. I just want people to be real with me. I wouldn't be dating you, I wouldn't be seeing you if I didn't see some kind of investment in you, in my time, and in the love that I'm giving you. I obviously see something in you that is very worthy, and if you're just using me as somebody to play around with, that's not fair. I need to feel like you're not just gonna drop me one day out of nowhere. My friends have tried to set me up with really exciting people and crazy people that are gonna bring some excitement into my life and shake things up, but I kind of just have this nightmare that the floor is just going to collapse from under me without me knowing. Being around people who seem to be unstable, people I'm not sure how they feel about me, it just makes me feel so uncomfortable, like I'm on the edge of a disaster. I cannot have people walking in and out of my life and me having to keep building and building and building. That's why I'm so cautious, because when somebody walks out of my life, it crumbles and I have to rebuild it. And I have so many other important things I'm working on. Trust me. Do you want to hear about my projects? I'm a Gemini moon. You can call me a clown, a poet, a stand-up comedian, whatever. My best work is done with my words. My communication, that's really what's at the core of me. I have things I need to say, ideas I need to express, and I need to know that people hear me, or else it kind of feels like I'm a bubbling pot that's just about to explode. My head is constantly in a monologue. Not even a monologue, there's a full scene happening. There are different characters happening in my brain. If you could only see into my mind, you would see a million little cogs working. It takes a lot of control to not seem like so much is going on back here, but I'm also not great at controlling it all the time because I just kind of keep talking and talking and talking, and then it's almost like I have those muses from Hercules in my head where they're always like performing little gospel songs about what's going on in my life, or like the angel and devil on Kronk's shoulders in Emperor's New Groove. That's exactly what it's like, except like 20 angels and 20 devils all telling me different things. Sometimes I feel like I'm being stretched in 80 different directions by my own brain. I'm really good at seeing all the sides of a situation, but that can also get me in really bad relationships because I can date kind of bad people with the challenge of seeing something good in them. I don't know, my friends are always confused about the people I date because they don't see the good in them, but I do. I need to feel like I can relate to others. I hate vapid, stupid conversations. Small talk. Yeah, I'm really good at small talk because I'm good at asking people questions that open them up, and I know a lot about a bunch of different things, But I would rather get to the interesting stuff, like, are you interested in cults? Where have you traveled? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? These are the important things. I love learning new things about people. But people are always so embarrassed to show more than one side of themselves. They just have this mask that they put on in public, their acceptable face, and they don't show anything else. And it's like, well, I know that there are multiple facets to you. Why won't you just open them up to me? But everybody's so ashamed of showing different sides of them. I don't get it. When I really thrive is when I'm in situations where I'm communicating with others, they're listening to me, I'm listening to them, we're learning new things, we're exciting our brains. Yeah, I need to be in relationships where I think the person I'm dating is smart and interesting, and they think I'm smart and interesting. And if I'm in a family that listens to my ideas and is excited by them and makes me feel heard, that's the best. I'm a ray of sunshine. I will just say it. I'm lighthearted, I'm funny, I'm spontaneous, I can go with the flow. I am somebody that you would have no problem introducing your friends to. I can be very, very charming. I can make anybody laugh in 5 minutes. I'm also a really quick learner. I have a gift with languages or impressions and funny voices. If I like you, I might even write you love notes in other languages. If I've been in a family that belittles my ideas, that doesn't listen to them, that isn't interested in my mind, or if I'm at a job where my boss belittles me, or if my partner makes me feel like I'm talking to a wall, that's really irritating. When I feel like I'm talking to a wall, and sometimes to protect myself, I act shallow or stupid because it's better than actually saying something and nobody listening. That's the worst, isn't it? When you make a joke and no one's actually listening to you and you're the only one that heard the punchline, and then you're not really sure whether to laugh or whether to pretend that it didn't happen. So yeah, sometimes I can act stupid because it just protects me from getting hurt. I can also be gossipy and flaky, non-committal. I don't want to commit to dates or people. I can also be very, very anxious and a major worrier because all these voices in my head, if I get negative, they start telling me all the things that I should be worried about. I'm really sorry to anyone I've ever dated who I've ghosted or just dropped the day after a date or stood up. It's just better for me to distance myself than try to convince myself I can be with someone who I can't communicate with. Because my moon is in an air sign, I'm not the most touchy or lovey-dovey person, but you'll know I really care about you if I have in-depth conversations with you. I mean, having that mental connection with someone is so important for me. I could never date or be friends with or spend time with people I thought were stupid or vapid or had nothing to say. You will never have more clever conversations than with me. And also, I'm not very shy, so we will have conversations about some strange subjects. But like I said, give me 5 minutes. I can make you laugh. I'm a Cancer moon. I am the mom, the dad, the grandma of the friend group, often. Sometimes I go to bed very early. I have a large collection of blankets I'm very proud of. I love puppies, or kittens, or both. I know exactly how to make my friends feel better when they're upset. And I also know that sometimes being there for someone doesn't mean cheering them up. It just means letting them express themselves emotionally, whether that's crying or screaming into a pillow. I don't need you to be cheery, happy all the time when you're around me. I understand that emotions exist. If you cry, I'll probably cry with you too. I understand that it's important to be vulnerable, and I couldn't live my life without being vulnerable. It's just in my nature. Well, that is, unless I had a family that wasn't really comfortable with emotional expression, then that would have been really hard for me because I would have cried in front of them a couple times and it wasn't well received, and then I just felt like I was hiding a major part of myself. So I probably started crying alone in my room, which wasn't great because I also have a tendency to stay in my room and not come out. Yeah, I can be kind of a homebody. I probably dated somebody or several people that called me a crybaby or said I made mountains out of molehills or that I was too dramatic. I've often been called clingy, And when I can't express myself emotionally, when people think I'm crazy for being emotional, it makes me smothering and overly sensitive and moody. When I'm in that mindset, I could literally think about all the people who have ever hurt me in my life and just sit in my bed thinking about all the grudges I have and being mad at people I haven't seen in years. Why do people have to make me feel like a freak because I cry, or because I express how things really make me feel, because I don't live my life wearing a costume? If emotions weren't healthy, we wouldn't have them. Everybody has them. So just let them out. You know, people think I'm crazy for crying at the smallest things, or giving someone a hug or a back massage when I think they need it. You know, sometimes I think I'm actually psychic. Like, I can tell the energy in a room. I can feel when it shifts, when somebody's upset, or people I love, even if I'm not in the same room as them, even if we're apart. Sometimes I feel like I know when they need my help, you know, when they need me to call them. Cancer is a sign that's ruled by the moon, so you can understand how all of this emotional stuff is very, very important to me. When I'm in situations where I feel like I can express myself and let my emotions ebb and flow without being judged or called bipolar, which that's not a word we should just throw around, then I really thrive. I love showing my maternal side. I love when people let me take care of them. That's really where I just feel so good. I really can't wait to be a parent. I cannot wait to raise my child or children in a cozy home that I've decorated and raise them, letting them know that mental health is important, that emotional health is important, and that they can always tell me however they feel. I want to have an open dialogue. Because I'm a water sign, I do express my emotions in a kind of ebb and flow, free-flowing way. I have definitely been known to look at the person I'm dating and just start crying. I just become overcome with emotion sometimes. That's how I am. In relationships of any kind, friendships, romantic relationships, even parental relationships, my ideal would be to be able to be vulnerable and to also have that person be vulnerable with me. That is just the best feeling, when two people have their armor down and they're just baring their souls to each other. That's true intimacy to me. It's like a big pot of hot chocolate and we can both share it, you know? I'm a Leo moon. I'm the greatest showman. That's me. I have the energy of an old-fashioned vaudeville star or a cabaret queen. I don't mind the spotlight one bit. In fact, I know the spotlight belongs to me. Everybody talks about having their day in the sun. Well, my day in the sun is every day, especially because Leo is ruled by the sun. Hello, the sun is the OG spotlight. It was made for me. It's not always easy for me to admit. I would love to be one of those people that just says, screw you, and does what I want and doesn't care what people think, kind of like an Aries moon. But I do care what people think, like a lot. Because I live for the applause. I live for people's admiration. I kind of need their approval. It's just how I'm hardwired. And I usually have something I'm really good at, if not multiple things I'm good at, that attract a lot of attention. I might be an actor, a singer, a comedian, a makeup artist. I might be a stylist or a model. I like all eyes on me and on my work. I will never reject a good compliment, but it better be good. Come on, I hate fake compliments. Well, I'll take them, but a genuine one is better. If I can express myself through my creativity and have people appreciate that, that's the best thing in the world. It's funny because I sort of thrive on competition, but competition, if I feel like someone is taking the attention away from me, can make me into kind of a monster. I can be very demanding with the attention that I need and be very vain and arrogant at times just because I want your appreciation. I need to be in a job where I feel like I'm working toward my dream. I have a dream for my life. I have major goals. And if I feel like I'm working in a job that's just kind of, oh, this is just for now, it's going to be really hard for me to get through it. I need to know that everything I'm doing, that the time I'm putting in is taking me towards my dreams. I might have tried to be in a boring job that I thought would please my family. I might have tried to wear boring business clothes like everybody else. I might have tried to have that life that should make everyone happy, but deep down inside, I know what my dreams are. I know what my ideal life looks like for me. And I just have to follow that. My heart is my compass always. I can't stand when people belittle me, belittle what I do, especially if it's an unconventional job or interest. You know, I once had a boyfriend who told me that it was cute that I worked in a creative field. He asked me what I was going to do when I grew up. That dinner was the last I saw of him. My fantasy is being on stage, literally and metaphorically, and having people I care about in the audience admiring me. And me making them smile, making them happy. You know, the sexiest thing in the world would be like being on stage at my own show and seeing somebody catching their eye in the audience and then sparking a romance that way. Like, someone's my admirer. That's so sexy. When I'm in that powerful position and I'm being appreciated for living my truth, I am the life of the party. I make people happy to be alive. People want to be around me. I make them feel good, because when I feel good, I want everybody else to feel good too. It's just part of the package. I love giving makeovers. Oh my gosh, even myself. I love cutting my hair, doing a new makeup look, changing my style completely. It's like life is a theater production, and everything is just costumes and makeup and songs. Oh man, I wish people burst into song in real life. Wouldn't that be fun? Also, because I'm a really good singer, so I would get to kind of show off that way too. When I'm feeling good, I'm confident, I'm radiant, I can command a room. I dare even say regal. But if I'm in a family that tells me to quiet down, stop dressing like that, get a real job, if my work tells me to just follow the rules, if my partner doesn't think I'm talented, then I can become the most arrogant person in the world, because I'm angry, because I'm protecting myself. If nobody else will appreciate me, then I guess I have to crank out my own appreciation up to 1,000. I can be really childish, and I can demand attention to be the star. If I'm not getting attention in my relationship, I can be a little flirtatious, actually a lot flirtatious with other people. I'll just go to a bar looking really good and see how many guys will give me attention, just to give me that ego boost. If my partner is not giving me what I need, if they're not reassuring me that I am their star, then I will seek that attention from other people. People ask so much. They really want to date powerful, beautiful women, but if you really want a queen, then you need to be prepared to let me sit on the throne. Otherwise, step aside, peasant. I'm a Virgo moon. Anal. People always use that word. I hate that word. It's so vulgar. I hate vulgar people. Why would we use the word anal in any other context except talking about buttholes? I'm not anal. I'm an analyst. I'm logical. I'm secure. I'm like a well-oiled machine, but sexier. It's important for me to be able to analyze whatever situation I'm in. I'll even analyze my own emotions. I'm like my own therapist sometimes. I'm only heartbroken over him because he was filling a void that my first love left. And now that he's gone, that void is empty again, so guess I'm gonna have to contact my ex or go to therapy. Boom, problem analyzed. I can make molehills out of mountains. That's how good I am at picking things apart. I can pick people apart as well. I've been told I'm judgmental. I have an eye for flaws, okay? It's not a bad thing. The more we're familiar with flaws and with strengths and pros and cons, I love pros and cons lists, by the way, the more efficiently we can function. And isn't that what we all want? To function efficiently? Don't waste my time. Don't waste my intelligence, my energy, my skill. I have many, many things on my to-do list. I don't have time to waste. If I was part of a family who understood how I worked from a young age, and maybe who let me put my wit to work at a young age, like let me join the robotics team or put me in classes to learn a new language, I felt I was able to express myself and be emotionally healthy. I was probably a very impressive student. My parents never needed to tell me to do my homework or to practice my instrument. It was just something I expected of myself, because I wouldn't want to go to class and have the teacher thinking I was stupid. That would be embarrassing. I was probably that person that every kid in high school asked to check their essay, like, can you check the grammar? Can you check my spelling? Even in foreign languages. I probably got pretty far in spelling bees too. If I felt that I wasn't able to function in a healthy way, if I wasn't able to analyze things, and if I had a lot of figures in my life who I couldn't figure out, who I couldn't pin down, I might have become obsessive to compensate. I might have a whole list of nervous tics or obsessive habits that came along with stressful times in my life. And sometimes when I'm stressed, they come back. I know that I'm the only person that I can truly control. So for example, if a partner tells me that I'm a workaholic, they don't understand the way that I am, they make fun of me for being too obsessed with details, I just become more hard on myself. Yeah, I'll be really hard on them too and probably could pick them apart in 5 sentences, but I can be really hard on myself. Nobody is a tougher critic on me than me. Because I'm an earth sign, I can be kind of cautious in expressing my emotions. I'm just careful. If I'm feeling unhappy, unhealthy, unbalanced, I can be a workaholic. I can be negative. I can make a lot of self-deprecating jokes. I make fun of myself a lot. Sometimes I feel like a loser because in today's day and age, looks are valued so much more over work ethic and intelligence and skill and drive. And I just don't know what to do. You know, there might have been a point in my life where I tried to be really sexy. I tried so hard to be attractive because I didn't want to be the nerd anymore, the obsessive, neurotic freak that I was made to feel like I was. I might have tried to dress a certain way or just try so hard to be desirable, thinking I'd be seen and understood that way, but it's not how I am. That's not what I value. I feel my best when I'm making progress and I'm around others who get it, who get me. When I feel my best inside, I feel sexy. I am sexy. It doesn't matter how I dress on the outside. I feel sensual. I feel ready to express myself, especially physically, with other people. I don't always mean to be such a perfectionist and so judgmental of other people. I just want so badly to seem like I have it all together. I want to have it all together at all times. And I want people to think that I do. And so I think maybe judging other people is a distraction from me judging myself. And it helps me know that I see myself often in an imperfect way, and if I can judge other people for their flaws, well, they're imperfect too, right? It would be much more ideal for me to be in a situation in my life where my intelligence and my wit and my analytical skills are being put to good use and being appreciated instead of belittled, made fun of, or just ignored. For a long time, I had a checklist of everything I wanted in a partner, in a perfect friend, in my perfect home. I'm just really good with checklists. I'm really good with pros and cons. But all I want is an intelligent partner who will bring the best out of me. Somebody who isn't dating me just because I can make their life better and I can give them a fun little makeover and help them get their shit together. I just want to be with someone who can stand on their own and maybe teach me a few things. That'll be the one. And I just need to keep reminding myself that I am not a checklist. I am not a project. I am me. And so many people love me for that. Okay guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this moon sign video. I know it's different, but that's what we do on this channel. We just do things the strange way. I'm an Aquarius moon. I gotta be weird. You'll learn about that in the next video. I love you guys so much. Please follow me on my socials, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.